we're going to get going in 2 seconds for everybody. I want to give last people a chance to log on. And we're going to be talking about building our business with social media today. Really cool topic. It's a big topic. We're not going to do an exhaustive training on today. We want everybody to get inspired to start a plan today. We're going to give them a simple plan, right, Cody?
Absolutely.
So we'll get going in just a second. I'll introduce, actually, I should turn the thing. All right, I'm David Lowe, the Automotive Sales Coach. I'm so glad you're with us. This is Cody Rybolt, friend of mine, also a sales professional who also happens to be a social media expert, has his own marketing company, social media marketing company. I've asked Cody to join to add some input today as we get rolling. Thanks for being here, brother.
Yeah, glad to have me. I'm just glad to be here so that I can help out and give everybody the opportunity to crush it on social media so that they can increase their sales and volume. So.
Yeah, we appreciate it so much. Now, Cody, you might notice if you've been online on our Facebook, I hope you friended Dave Lowe on Facebook. We also have Automotive Sales Coach, and of course, we've started a different group. We're involved with Cody in a different group. Go ahead and tell them about that group just real quick.
So the group is going to basically be just like a hive mind. You're going to have all kinds of sales professionals, dealer principals, general managers, sales managers. That's the goal, is to get all those people in one place so that you guys can bounce ideas off of each other and work with each other to figure things out a little bit better.
Tell them about the page and if they haven't joined.
Yeah, the page is Real Talk with Real Automotive Sales Professionals. If you have not joined yet, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is search it up on Facebook. Click the request joining, and we'll go through the process to get you in, and then you'll have access to every free training, all the information we're going to put in there and stuff like that, as well as other people that are in your field.
So we're going to talk about a simple plan today. So selling cars is the best kept career secret, right? We've talked about that. Everybody's been through a training knows how much I love selling cars and what a great opportunity I believe it is. I believe it's a business within business. We talk about that all the time. You actually have your own business without a startup. And unfortunately, sometimes that makes us a little complacent, maybe even a little entitled for traffic. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
We don't create our own traffic because the dealership's doing it. And here's what I want to tell you. When you start in the car business, you want to start making a plan on how to diminish your dependence on floor traffic and increase the availability of driving traffic yourself. Repeat referrals, people that you know, everybody in your social circle, they should come to you, their friend that they trust, right? So social media is a way to do that. What are you going to do with the opportunity? So let me tell you what our goal is today. Cody knows a lot. We have a huge outline. Actually, we're developing a comprehensive course for the playbook so you can get a deeper dive. And so we took this comprehensive outline and we want to break it down and simplify it so everyone can get started today. So our goal is to inspire you to be better today than yesterday and start today with a simple social media game plan. Begin today. Start running that plan daily. Build that habit and see that thing take off. Now, if you want to win, and we want to win at social media, winning means we use social media to build our business, that people see us and they come see us. And to prepare to win simply means you got to have a game plan. Today, Cody, we're going to talk about a game plan.
Yes, sir.
How do you win without a winning game plan? So you got to have a winning game plan. We're going to give that to you today. You also have to develop skills, right? Knowledge, skills. And I'm telling you something, those skills and that knowledge have to be put to work every day. So we've got developed a plan, right? You got to have a plan, and then you got to prepare to win. And of course, you got to play to win. It's no good having a plan if you don't execute. So it's going to be on you developing that habit of driving your social media. And by the way, it's simple to do. Let's walk you through it. And hey, before we do it, how important is social media to your business? So it's big, isn't it?
Yes, probably one of the biggest aspects. You've probably noticed a lot of brick and mortar businesses going out of business over the course of the last couple of years, and it's primarily because people are shifting from that standstill building type space to digital retail.
We all see that, right?
Yes.
Now, I've studied and watched, so thank you guys that have friended me on Facebook, my personal page, David Lowe. Do that. At night, drives my wife crazy because I go by it for about a half hour and I scroll and I like all your delivery pictures. I want to let you know we see you. Friend me and I'll try to add you to my list. If it pops up on my page, I'm doing it. But I've noticed that we had a dealership selling a ton of cars, and every night, oh, I couldn't keep up with the thumbs up, right? With the likes, I couldn't hardly keep up. Then they were growing and growing, and they started selling a lot of cars, and all of a sudden the pictures stopped, or they became inconsistent, and then I saw their volume drop.
Yep.
What came first, right? I'm going to tell you something. We want to drive our business. Here's how big it is. The 4.9 billion people use social media. There are 8 billion people in the world. 5 of the 8 billion people use social media. That should be enough for you. But this is some information off of Forbes that I gathered. People in the U.S. have 7 social media accounts, and the average person spends what? 145 minutes. I can't even believe it. But you know what? Time gets away from us. And if every time we look down at our phone at social media, if somebody timed us, the average person that's engaged spends a lot of time. Here's a big one. 76% of social media users have purchased something they saw online. Those two enough should drive you into it. And of course, there's a lot of other information that you can see here. What am I trying to say? Social media is here and it's big. Now, who is using it? Here's another thing you're going to see. Of course, 18 to 29-year-olds and the people with the money, the 30s through the 50, 64, 73% use that, right? So people are on social media. It doesn't matter how old they are. They're on it and they're engaging with it. Should you use it? If you want to build your business, I can't think of a simpler way.
There is no better way at this point.
Some of you have heard my story. I'm selling cars. I'm 21 years old. I'm walking through the showroom, and I look into one of the offices with a different salesman, and there's Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, my best friend's mom and dad. I practically lived at their house through grade school and junior high, buying a car from someone else. Why? They didn't know I worked there. Well, in 1980, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have computers. You had to call everyone. Now you can let everyone know where you're at and what you're doing and let them know that you're there to help them. There's no reason that a friend shouldn't call you every time they get a car. Somebody in your circle of influence, friend, neighbor, coworker, somebody like that they shouldn't call you if they're buying a car, and here they're online. All right, now that you know you should use it, which platform should you use? Can I tell you something? Take a look at the graph, and if you're going to use one, which one should it be? The smallest one or the biggest one? I don't know about you, but I would use the biggest one. Facebook is still the dominant force, and by the way, it's the simplest way to build yourself a plan. We're going to talk about that today. Now, I would get involved and use some of these other ones, but if you're not consistent with your Facebook plan, you probably won't be consistent down the line. And if we develop this plan, we can roll that out across. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because that's one of the biggest key importance. You kind of have to learn how to master one before you can master multiple. It doesn't make any sense to try and do the same thing across 5 different things if you're not crushing it on one of them.
There you go. So we're going to crush it on one. So I wrote a simple plan for you today. And by the way, remember, I'm going to do this greatest salesman in the world. Scroll number 9. I will act now. I will act now. I will act now, right? No scroll, no matter how carefully written, has carried a traveler 1 inch of the journey. You got to take a step, right? So we're going to give you a simple thing, and I'd love you to say, I'm starting today. Your dealership would love you to say that, because I'm going to tell you something. If everybody at a dealership started posting and posted every delivery and started posting cars, what would that I don't know, reach be for the dealership?
Yeah, it'd be massive.
One person doing it is great. 2 people's doing it. Everybody doing it is powerful, right? All right, so here's the simple plan we're going to do. First of all, we're going to talk about building or retrofitting your personal page. If you've got a page, let's retrofit it, make it better. If you don't have a page, what's great, we're going to talk about that. We're talking about the simple Facebook plan about posting. We're going to develop this habit of posting. We're going to talk about engaging with people who engage with you. We're going to talk about maybe marketing cars online. There's some ways to do that. tracking the results, and we're going to talk about what's next after that. So I want to start with this, Coach. This is big.
Yes.
You want to have, basically we're putting a billboard up, right?
Absolutely.
You're driving down the highway, you see the billboard. What should it say? Why do people call? Why do they stop? Right. The same thing with a Facebook page.
Yes.
Right. It's your billboard.
Yep.
I think you called it a digital handshake.
Yes. So the point behind the digital handshake is it's the first thing that people are going to see whenever they meet you online. So act as if you were to knock on a door and talk to somebody. You're going to shake their hand. That's going to be their first experience meeting you. Your digital handshake has to be strong. So whenever people first look up your profile on Facebook, that's the first thing they're going to see. What's the information that they're going to see as soon as they log on? So as you can see, we've outlined a couple things. The biggest stuff, really, profile picture. You don't want to have a profile picture of your dog or your car or something like that. You and your family are probably going to be the best ways to do it. As long as you're in the picture, you're good, but having something that's not you entirely is definitely not the best first look for somebody to see.
Not for marketing yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're marketing you. You're the brand.
Yes.
So, yeah, you love your car, but that's not your brand. That's a piece of who
Exactly.
you are. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Next one is cover photo. You obviously want it to be nice and approachable. If you have something that's like just off the wall as your cover photo, it's probably going to turn a lot of people away. But if you have like a picture of your family or pictures of stuff that you hold very valuable or like vacation photos, stuff like that, they tend to do very, very well in the cover photo just because people see that and they're really interested in what you do. So clean up your workplace history. This is one that I like to key in on a lot with a lot of people that I talk to. Do not have former employee of this and former employee of this and former employee of this. You want to show where you work right now and get rid of all the other stuff. Those, you might think that they help you, but in reality, they don't. People only care about what you're doing at the current time. They don't care about where you've been or what you've gone through. So easiest way to just keep it clean is just have what you are currently doing as your specific workplace, and then you're good to rock and roll.
So you need to put that personal info in there. Workplace is a big part of it. Okay,
Exactly.
good. I like this. A couple things. Let's talk about number 4 here.
Yep, so listen out a couple things relating to who you are and what you do in your bio. So like mine, whenever you look at mine specifically, it talks about family, health, fitness, faith, and my marketing business. So anytime you see any of that stuff in my bio, those are going to be the key things that you're going to see as soon as you get on my profile page. And that kind of caters into spot number 5. Directly under that, it says DM me. So when people see that I'm in marketing and they want to know more about marketing or something like that, that DM me, it might just be there briefly, but a lot of people have messaged me in the past due to seeing that DM me just because they're like, okay, he's approachable. He is asking me to actually reach out to him.
So this is that kind of building rapport, connecting through like interest.
Exactly.
When you list some things, your dogs, your kids, the things you like to do, people see you, they're impressed with your digital handshake,
Yes.
and they personalize you because there's some things about you that they could connect with.
Absolutely.
That makes total sense to me. Keep going.
So cleaning up your posts, big thing that I have with this one, if you have like a bunch of just nonsense on there, say, and not to be bad about it, but say you have just some rap video that you post on there that drops the F-bomb every 3 seconds or something along those lines, probably not the most professional look. It might be something that you like personally, but if you're trying to grow your brand and your business, those types of things are going to push customers away. So
decide why you have a Facebook page.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it to tell, right? If you want to sell yourself as a pro, choose things wisely.
Exactly.
This is really important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. So I'm looking at this stuff, Cody, and I'm thinking I have automotive sales coach, and I have David Lowe. My David Lowe is just like to connect with my friends and stuff, right?
Yep.
But I'm going to move that. I'm going to use this and say I'm going to move that personal page to a professional page, and I might move a lot of my activity over, and then I'm going to go through and clean up some of the stuff that's in here, right? That makes sense. Because I have a lot of people out there. We have students that we love, and I'd like them to connect with me personally as well. Yeah. And perhaps the way I started my site to connect with people was not the way that I want it to run now.
Yeah.
Isn't that be better today than yesterday?
Exactly.
Right? Can we all do that? I'm going to look at that. I would recommend you guys do that. And this is a big one here. Put that on there. Number 8.
Yep. So making a video welcoming people to your page. One thing that you can do very, very quickly and very easily is make just a quick video about who you are and what you do as a person, especially in your business, in your life, whatever it is. You can pin those to the top of your page. And The nice thing about being able to pin that is that's the first video that anybody's going to see whenever they log into your page, and it's 99% of the time going to start to play automatically because that's just how Facebook's set up. So make a very, very approachable video that just shows who you are and what you're about. And as soon as people log in, they're going to see that video and they'll be like, okay, it kind of goes back to building rapport instantly because they're going to see that and be like, you know what, I kind of like this guy, so I'm going to check out his page a little bit more and see what more I can find out.
That's awesome. I'm gonna do this now. We talked about a personal page versus a professional page, right?
Yes.
And you kind of got to earn that, don't you?
Yeah.
Tell people about that, because we want to move from personal to professional if we want to market ourselves.
Absolutely.
Using this. Okay.
Yep. So, and let me key in on this first because there's a business page, which is just kind of like a separated page that you can make that is more business related, but people like personal stuff better. Both the personal and the professional pages are the same thing. It's just a matter of how you have it set up. So you can have it set as a personal page where it's just going to show like, you know, where you live, stuff like that. Or you can change it over to a professional page. And professional page, the only time that you really get access to that is once you have been consistent on social media and stuff like that, and Facebook notices that you're getting people viewing your content and engaging with you. But once you have access to professional, if you switch it over, you can make your tagline whatever it is. So like if you look at my profile, it says marketer. You can set it for entrepreneur. There's all kinds of different things that you can set it to, but that just kind of obviously gives you more of an advantage and has people drive directly to what your page is so that they know exactly what they're looking at whenever they get on it.
Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Everybody got that? So today we're all going to commit to do what? We're going to go there. I'm doing it. I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing. I'm going to go. Grace, what about you? Yeah. Grace is in. She's in. So check out her page and hold her accountable. All right. So we're going to work and we're going to retrofit. We're going to clean up and make our pages better today than they were yesterday, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now let's talk about creating a simple plan. How often am I going to connect? What type of ways am I going to connect? And I made 4 things here that I think are great ways to connect. We have videos, of course. We can take videos of a lot of different things. With photos, posts versus a blog. Now, I know you've blogged before. What's the difference between a post and a blog?
So posts are typically something that are relatively quick little snippets of something that's going on, can be read within, 30, 45 seconds at the most. Blogs are typically long form content, so you're probably talking a couple pages worth of information, and typically it's just a much bigger piece of literature that you're going to have to go through to read exactly what's going on, and they usually go a lot more in depth than the quick little snippets will on a post.
So you can be posting, like, I had a great day today, I'm thankful for this, blah, blah, blah. You can do a post, and then you can say, my car service tip of the month.
Absolutely.
You can make a post like that. Or a tip on shopping for cars online. You guys are experts, and you can establish yourself as an expert by posting that stuff. And that kind of little blogish, but it's a benefit to people, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Photos of deliveries of cars. We're going to talk more about that. And videos of deliveries in cars. We're going to talk more about that in a second. But this is a made up word. Facebook likes to make up things, right? Okay. So we know the good, the bad, and ugly about Facebook. Here's what I know. I don't agree with so much that Facebook does or doesn't do. This is not a commentary on Facebook. People are on social media, and the number one social media site is what?
Facebook.
Facebook. So I'm going to advertise or build my business where people are.
Yes.
I don't want to put a billboard on a country road that nobody drives.
Absolutely.
I want to put a billboard on a highway, so I'm going to use that. Mm-hmm. So they've made up this word EdgeRank. We can't go into detail, but tell everybody what that means.
So EdgeRank is an algorithm. You have an EdgeRank score on your profile. You can't look it up. You can't figure out what your score is. There's no way to really gauge it. But all of your
That's
posting,
Facebook fair.
Yeah,
Just sure.
yeah.
Okay.
All of your posts that you make, videos, photos, posts, they all contribute to your EdgeRank score, as well as your frequency and stuff like that, engagement. A lot of things go into it, but the higher your EdgeRank score is, the more visibility you get and the more engagement you're going to get just from everyday people that you're talking to. So, again, it's a lot more complex, and it's something that we'd have to dive into a little bit deep, and it's probably not something we have time for today.
But it feeds into this.
It does.
How am I going to connect and how often?
Exactly.
Let's talk about a couple of huge ways that we know. Posting sold client pictures. How many of you do that now, right? I had a training here the other day. We had, 18 people. And I said, how many of you post pictures, right? And a couple hands went up. And I said, how many of you post every delivery? And only one stayed up, right?
Yeah.
So there is beginning this habit, and then there's that consistency, the diligence, the discipline that separates the average from the great and the great from the exceptional, right? The excellent, right? And so why not post every time you have a delivery, right? Why not put every single delivery on there? Now, there's some things that happen when people see you selling a lot of cars. They think that's the place to what? I don't go to a restaurant with one car out front. I go to a place that's packed.
Absolutely.
When I owned my used car lot, I would take the end cars and rotate them every day. We only had 40 cars on the lot. People go, you sell a lot of cars, because they drive by every day. They see different cars. There's a lot of ways to build. This is the place I should go to. This is the guy I should buy from. Remember, there's 4 questions we're trying to answer: what to buy, where to buy, when to buy, and how much to pay. The where to buy is me, right? I am the where in my place. And this is what's building it, okay? So there's a couple things. Instead of doing a picture of your delivery, what do you think about a 30-second video, Cody?
Videos are something that people are more willing to engage with because they don't have to read. There are so many people that just don't like to read stuff, things like that. Obviously, you can post a photo in 10 seconds with, hey, I sold this to this person. Great. People are probably just going to scroll right past that, but they are far more inclined to watch a video when a video pops up.
Well, that's great. And make it short, right? Let me just see real quick here. I want to see if I had was there a snippet in here about
Say short form videos.
the most engaging type of content on social media is short form video. This is from Forbes. I just Googled, social media use, and I read a lot. You guys know that I'm an information freak, so I want to gather information. So we know that would be better. And now listen, don't just do it. You want to do it well. Have a pitch ready, right? You might say, hi, I'm David Lowe. I'm at Gotham Motors, and I'm here with Cody. Cody just picked up his new Durango. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. And Cody wants to tell you to come down and see me too. We're right on 31. Oh, okay. It could be something like that.
Yeah, something simple like that. And I always, whenever I was actually selling the cars and not doing the finance stuff, I used to always get people involved and say, hey, can you just tell all my viewers real quickly why you chose to buy from me?
Nice.
So
nice. That really would customize it.
Exactly.
Hey, why did you end up? I know you were shoving around. Why did you end up buying from me? Whatever it is, right?
Exactly.
That might be a great thing. Have some freaking fun.
Yep.
Smile. Have a blast, right? Okay. And so you might want to do that. And now you want to tag them, right? You got to friend them. Cody, can I tag you? Can I friend you, first of all, on Facebook?
Yep.
Can I tag you on your picture?
Yeah.
If they have a profile and they let you friend them, go ahead and tag them. What happens? Tell us about the ripple effect of tagging.
Yeah. So
tagging not just the dealer or the buyer, but the dealership too.
So tagging is huge and massively beneficial for the simple fact that when you are tagging people or the dealership in it, anybody that's either following or friends with those pages are going to see them. So when you tag Dave in a photo that you have taken of a customer, or say you were selling to Dave and you tagged him in it, all of his friends that he is personal friends with are going to see that tag, and they're going to see that he bought a car from you. And essentially it does the same thing with the dealership. If you tag the dealership, anybody that's following the dealership page is going to see that tag and see that photo or that video, and it's just going to obviously give you much, much more engagement and viewership.
So we have 10 salesmen, all selling 15 cars a month, and they're putting out 15 videos. That's 150 deliveries.
Yes.
And each one of those has 500 friends. Mm-hmm. You know what? You got the calculator in your hand. Do the math. The reach is huge.
That,
right?
And it has a compound effect too. So the more and more you do it, and the more and more consistent it is, the more and more people are just going to naturally start paying attention to it because they are seeing you constantly. And frequency is such a huge thing when it comes to marketing.
It's huge. So we've always were told in the 80s and 90s when I would buy TV and newspaper print, you got to see it 3.x time for somebody to even acknowledge it. So if you're posting inconsistently, you start the count all over.
Absolutely.
You post this week and then next week the count starts all over.
Yep.
But if this week you post 3 or 4 times, the count is adding up. People are noticing you. You're getting attention. So that's why we have the what number here?
100%.
100%. How many of us will, commit to ourselves, commit to our dealership, commit to our families, commit to everybody that it matters to post every single delivery with a short video. Is it simple? It's so freaking simple. We're taking pictures of us doing look at the hamburger I'm eating. Everybody's doing it. We're all doing it. We're saying do it for a purpose that's bigger than just saying, hey, look at me. It's bigger than that. It lets people know you can help them. People want to come and get a better lifestyle that a car represents. They're also afraid, aren't they? They fear buying the wrong car. They fear paying too much. They fear being pressured. Let them know who you are and that you can help them find the right car, that you'll help them get a great deal, and there'll be no pressure. It's simply you helping them solve whatever transportation problem or goal that they have, right? Super cool stuff.
Well, and it goes back to one thing that I hear from a lot of people whenever you're telling them all this information is, I don't have time. It takes maybe, if you have, say, 3 or 4 deliveries throughout the day and you have to make 4 videos for those 4 deliveries, it maybe takes 20, 25 minutes out of your entire day. If you can't spare 20 to 25 minutes to make a couple videos and post them on Facebook, then there's a problem there.
We've both been on the showroom floor. We know we're working. Hey, a busy salesman's a happy salesman. So keep yourself moving, right? Hey, on that light, let's talk about making a video. If you're not currently making videos, so we have the video ask thing that we use for Beat the Coach. We also have in our new hire playbook, there's videos that we're making for certification. We have a new certification course coming out that has you submit 15 short videos, and they're short. And people freak out when they do a video. They just freak out.
Yeah.
So I would tell you a true story. In 2015, when I wanted to start this playbook, it was actually called the Excellence Roadmap. I'm like, I got to record some videos. So we went to the church basement with a video camera, and the guy goes, okay, ready, go. And I opened my mouth, and nothing came out. So you guys did, right? And I've already been doing training for hundreds, thousands of salespeople for years. I'm comfortable talking. When the camera came on, I freaked out. So will you. And guess what happened? The more I did it, the easier it became. Is that true or not?
Absolutely, every single time. The more and more that you get in front of the camera, the easier and easier everything's going to get because you're going to feel more comfortable just as it sits. And everything's going to be a little bit more of an easy flow as you're doing it too. So.
It won't only make you more confident in front of the camera, it's going to make you more confident, period. Bust through the fear and do it, and you will find your confidence grow. That's a little tip on that. All right, so we also have posting videos, short videos. What kind of things we do? How about videos about the car?
Very, very simple to make. You can do exactly what it says up here, short walk-arounds, special features. It is not very, very difficult to pinpoint a specific feature on a car and talk about it, whether it's got like adaptive cruise control or something like that. You can cater it to any type of audience base out there.
While you're on that, I had a sales manager doing his unsold follow-up call, same-day follow-up call. Sean, great job on that. I listened to his call, and by the way, he said, the thing I love about the new thing is the CarPlay connects automatically when I get in. Now, some of us are used to it because we do it every day. That's not new to us. When it came out, it was like, this is cool, and now we become complacent. That's part of life now. It's like Netflix. If it doesn't work, I freak out. But when it first came out, like, I can't believe you can get every video. It's normal. So here's the thing. It isn't normal for everyone.
Nope.
Point it out, and that enthusiasm will help. That's good. Keep going. Pedigree and availability and incentives. Should we do some videos with that?
Absolutely. So as you kind of get deeper and deeper, picking cars, or say you have like a very specific type of car on the lot that is not one that you see everywhere. Obviously, it's in low availability. So if you're hitting up social media and getting that out there, you're going to have the people that are specifically looking for that kind of vehicle. And I always take like classic cars, for instance. Not that a lot of dealerships get classic cars, but whenever they do, those types of vehicles sell fast because there's a specific type of person that are looking for them.
So should I hashtag that too?
Absolutely.
Right. So can you hashtag one owner, hashtag no accidents, right? Hashtag, right? You know, whatever pedigree things you want or availability. If you just hashtag, you know, 19 blank blank whatever car, people that are searching for that car could be directed to that. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Dealership benefits.
Yep.
Every once in a while, you could send out a service video, could you? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was one of the things that I really liked doing whenever I was selling at Button, was going back in the service drive. Garrett Stryker, he would do a lot of videos with me where
he's funny.
Yeah, we would just hop on videos, and I would just ask him a question, and he'd just go on a tangent, and it made for his videos like whenever I would post them, they were the ones that got a lot of views just because people would be like, "Oh man, this dude's hilarious."
He is
So,
funny. He's funny. He's
it's-
energetic.
Yes, but at the same time, he was also educating the clients on what was going on. So those types of videos can garner a lot of engagement.
So they want to. It needs to be light, but it also needs to be. They need to get something from it.
Yes.
It can't be fluff, right?
Yep.
Good. And then set yourself apart. I don't know what that is. Maybe you have a tagline. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell them something you're going to do for them. I used to call myself. Well, I didn't call myself when I started selling cars. They called me Ringo. So I tell people to come ask for Ringo. I had my phone ups. I did all that like that. It just set me apart.
Well,
what sets you apart, right?
To put it in perspective, one of my friends on my Facebook account, he has a pretty bad comb over, but he uses that to his advantage. So he walks around, and all of his sold customers, he's got a giant comb that just says "Sold by Cody," and
Yeah.
ironically, his name is Cody as well.
Yeah.
But it's just a big comb, and that's what they hold. And
People remember.
It's hilarious. His pictures and videos and stuff get so many likes just because people are like, "That's hilarious." Like,
Can I tell you something? Every time we have class here, we have a lot of creative, smart people, right?
yeah,
And sometimes we come together and people are trying to follow a process or something. We don't want them to follow a process. We want them to use the process, right?
Mhm.
Because we want them to move the craft into personal art.
yes.
So what we're telling you is here's the craft, make it a personal art, make it yours, right?
Mhm.
It's you that you're selling. You are your brand. Okay, so there's some tips for you. I've got this thing, create a daily habit. You guys know I'm all about diligence and discipline of habit. How do you do anything or accomplish anything in life without developing the right habits? 21 days to develop a habit. You keep it going another 90 days. That's called a lifestyle. That's 111 days in. You're pretty engaged. The problem is the first 21 days. New habits are hard to form, easy to break, right?
Absolutely.
So we have some tips on doing. I'm going to tell you, if you pick a time and place, you always do things. I have certain things that I do at night before I pack my gym bag at night. I always do it about the same time. That way in the morning, I'm not running around. There's some things you could do at night. There's some things you could do in the morning. Pick your time and place. You might make a posting checklist if you're going to do some things to make sure you're doing it according to your game plan. And you might want a partner, accountability. So at the dealerships right now, pair up. Let's see who can have the best page. Let's see who can do the best welcome video. Let's see who can post the most. Let's see whose videos are the funniest. Let's see whose videos get the most like. Good competition is healthy.
Absolutely.
Bad competition, the win at all costs is bad. So start some good competition. Let's develop those habits. That's just a quick reminder. And here's a big one too. Number 4, we said in our simple plan, engage with people that engage with you. This is critical. If somebody likes something and you're not engaging back, this can't be a one-sided relationship, can it?
No, absolutely.
People,
not.
here's my site. Everybody love me. Everybody say hello. I'm not spending time on your stuff. You spend time on my stuff. That ain't gonna fly.
Yep. You'll find out that the biggest content creators, the ones that are like massive influencers and stuff, the reason they get so big is because they engage with their audience a lot, which obviously builds that community. And obviously, the more people you have in that community, the more and more people are going to hear from those people and be like, this dude rocks. Like, you should go check him out.
There you go. So here's something. Friend them, like their posts, follow them, comment on their posts, and you said do it timely.
Yes.
So you don't want to like once a week go through and hit them.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of people that are like that, unfortunately, that don't pay any attention to notifications or anything like that when they are posting on social media. They'll get in the habit of checking it every couple days or so, and they won't respond to people very quickly. And by that time, their initial, whether they asked a question or something like that, if you ask a question, you expect a response relatively quick.
Yeah.
If you ask a question, you don't get that response for a week, you're far more likely to be like, all right, well, this guy obviously doesn't care.
Well, you
So-
see people thumbs up bad news.
Yes.
So what they're doing is they're not even reading it.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same problem when people get internet leads. They don't read them. They just respond. We want to be sincere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I'm scrolling down and I'm looking through the all the deliveries, I'm looking at the person. I like it. There's some, by the way, some of you got great ways of taking shots that are fantastic. Always be in them, but we're moving the video anyway,
Yeah.
right? And when we do the video, let's interact with the people who interact with us. That's really good.
Well, do you mind just real fast?
Yes. One back there.
That last page. So this is also critical for your edge rank stuff that we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah.
So, and just try this with any of your posts, just for research sake, if you want to. Before you make a post, like and comment on about 10 other people's posts. Make the post. Don't do anything for 30 minutes, and then go through and like about 10 or 15 more posts and engage with some of them. Your visibility and your awareness on your post will go through the roof with that edge.
They want to
So,
reciprocate.
Yes.
So we talked about the 3 powerful influencers, right? A comparison. Nothing's good or bad to compare to something else. We talked about social proof. 9 out of 10 doctors say 100 out of people love, right? And that's social proof is the Yelp, the Google score, social proof. And of course, the other one is reciprocity,
Yes.
reciprocation. This is a powerful force in the world.
I do it all the time.
When you like something I posted, I feel like I better what?
Exactly. You better reciprocate.
You better reciprocate. It's powerful. Okay. Now, just real quick, I mean, we're not going to get in this. This is a deeper subject, but we talked about eBay Motors. That's something they could still do. There's some pros and cons. Quickly sum that up for us.
So eBay Motors, it's great because you are going to have some intentional buyers, but the problem that you're going to run into with eBay Motors is they take a huge chunk of whatever you sell it for as a fee to sell on their platform. So I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of 5% right now. So you do the math. If it's a $30,000 vehicle and they take 5% of that, there's probably no profit left for you.
Doesn't make sense. So your commission won't be that big.
Exactly.
So, and then we have Facebook Marketplace. And by the way, I sell everything. I just sold my last bike on there. I sold guitars on there. It's a real, I sell pretty easily on Facebook Marketplace.
Well,
what about cars?
Benefit to Facebook Marketplace is it's completely free. You don't have to spend any money unless you want to spend on advertising. You will sift through a lot more tire kickers than you're going to on any other platform. But when you do actually find somebody that is capable of selling or capable of buying that wants to buy, they're usually really, really solid customers. And you can, I mean, I personally averaged anywhere between 8 and 10 cars a month myself whenever I was selling specifically from Facebook. So,
I think, why not? Why not put them on there? I like my last bike. I just sold my last bike. I had 6 people that asked questions.
Yeah.
And my answers were really good because I had them ready because I knew what they're going to ask. and yet only 1 engaged with me beyond that. And I sold it to the 1.
Exactly.
And that's all. But I did have to respond to the other 6, even though people ask them, well, how many miles on it? I show them how low the miles were, and I never heard from them again.
Yep.
The miles were really low. So how interested were they? They just making counter. I don't know. But all I needed was 1.
Yes.
And 1 out of 6 was the buyer.
Well, and my biggest tip with Facebook, 25,000 and under are going to be your key go-to cars. Obviously, try to get everything on Marketplace over time. I used to post 3 to 5 cars a day on there. But your 25,000 and under is kind of what most of the people on Facebook are going to be looking at.
So when we talk about a simple Facebook plan, really it is about the personal page. Really it's about posting on your page. The reason I threw this in today's simple plan, because a lot of people are asking me when I go to the dealerships, what would you do? I would definitely use Facebook Marketplace because it's free. I may not put my entire inventory on there, but I would develop myself a presence and see how it works. And then there's Craigslist. And I know a lot of people that are killing it on Craigslist. Tell us why that's such a good platform.
So Craigslist is nice, mainly because the people that are on there are very intentional buyers. They go to Craigslist specifically to look for certain things, whether that be a car, a bike, or whatever it is. Most people don't go on Craigslist just to peruse like you do on Facebook. You're not scrolling through a timeline and randomly see a photo of a car. They're specifically searching up cars. Another big part to it is Craigslist is kind of a pay for it, especially if you're a dealer, because you do have to pay $5 per sales post. But that also weeds out a lot of the competition because a lot of people in the auto industry are not willing to spend money outside of the dealership spending money to try and generate their own leads or traffic.
Yeah.
And then the buyer's focus, what you see on there is about features. So a lot of the people that you're going to find on Craigslist, they're looking for specific features or specific things about the car. So a lot of people, they'll go on there and they'll look and they'll see like, okay, well, this one has, a sunroof on it. That's what I'm looking for. Or if they're looking for a specific vehicle, kind of like, the old school muscle cars or something like that, that's the type of things that they're looking for. They're looking
more
for
specific type targeting people,
Yes.
more specifically in the car market, more likely to be buyers. Facebook is going to lead to a lot of people, whether they're in the market or not.
Yes.
This people are on there intentionally.
Exactly.
So maybe do them both. I really believe that at some point we have got to take responsibility for driving some of our traffic.
Absolutely.
And I think that if the dealership is solely responsible, I'm not going to live to my full potential. And so if I could take 25% of my sales come from the traffic I create, wouldn't that be great? Keep getting what I'm getting already from the dealership.
Yep.
That's 25% more. And
And-
that's what we're thinking about.
And think of how big of an asset you become to your dealership if you're driving a lot of your own traffic. Because they're like, this dude's a rock star. I don't even have to give him leads, and he just crushes it month in and month out. So,
Want to be treated like a pro, like you're a business within a business? Prove it.
exactly.
Demonstrate. Take personal responsibility, right?
Exactly.
All right. Real quick, we got just two more things. Just tell you real quick. Tracking your results. How do you know it's working? Well, we're not getting time to get into this. Facebook has tons of analytics. We're going to talk about the next phase. That's the next kind of phase of your plan.
Yep.
But you can learn a lot from those analytics. Cody's an expert at that, and we're developing that course to tell you. But you know what? How is it working? The way you track it really is what? Your likes,
Yes.
your engagements.
Exactly. Your likes, your engagements. Obviously, the more and more you pay attention to that, you can kind of figure out what kind of content your clients or your viewership is paying attention to. So, like I've noticed with mine recently, with a lot of my fitness stuff, anytime my kids are in the videos, my views go through the roof. So you can kind of pay attention to a lot of stuff like that, for instance, and that helps you just understand exactly how you need to cater your content so that your customers pay more attention to it.
Yeah, that's so true, and I've noticed that without even paying attention to that. Some fluff gets a lot of thumbs up.
Yeah,
and some other stuff doesn't get anything.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, sometimes, right? Okay, and then the last thing, guys, is okay. We're not done yet. The key is we're going to create an advanced social media game plan. You should become an expert of marketing yourself. If it's your business, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a novice? Do you want to be right? Do you want to be good? Do you want to be great? Or you want to be excellent at marketing yourself? So to be excellent, we think it requires mastering a simple plan. Walk, right? Crawl, walk, run is the thing. Master this plan. Get going today. Retrofit your page. Begin posting videos today. Get in a habit of posting all the time. And then start to study success models. Get in the communities. We mentioned the Facebook, the Real Talk Facebook. That's a great way to engage and ask questions.
Absolutely.
I know that if you ask a question on there, Cody or Grace or I or Chris or Eric or whoever's on, probably going to chime in.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, as we're building this group, we're trying to build it organically with you to say, what questions do you have? And instead of just Dave Lowe coming up and saying, here's what we know will work, let's add to that. Let's add your personal experiences. This is supposed to be beyond the success model we have as we learn together,
Yeah,
right?
well, and that's the big benefit to it as it grows and we continue getting people that have been in the industry for a long time further and further in. Those people are going to be the ones answering questions as well, and they might give a completely different perspective that could just be like an eye opener for you.
So I think, listen, as we wrap up today, can I tell you something? I believe that many salespeople aren't living to their full God-given potential because they show up and wait. What do I mean? Come to work and wait for it to happen. Nothing great just happens. If you want to become a master sales professional, you have to make it happen. If you want to develop your skills, you have to practice. If you want to talk to more people, you need to drive traffic.
Yep.
And our playbook, the dealership playbook, teaches you how to follow up with sold customers to create what? Repeats and referrals. And this is a natural add-on to that. Wouldn't you agree? And not only does this help create repeats and referrals, it lets them, everybody they know sees it, and it's an automatic advertisement without doing one more thing. So I believe that we got to quit showing up and waiting for the market or the dealership to deliver. And we have to say, listen, this is my business. I'm going to take responsibility for it. I'm going to do everything I can to drive my business. And if you're not on social media, I don't believe you're doing everything you can. Right?
I agree with that 100%.
So what are we going to do? Who's in, right? Right now, you have to call the question to yourself, are you in or are you out? Can I tell you, only people that decide to be in are in. The people that don't decide by default are out. So you're going to have to say to yourself, I'm doing this and I'm starting today. It's simple.
Yep.
You can you don't have to have your page perfect before you start.
No.
Use the things that we gave you today, get it as good as you can, and rock and roll. Your videos don't have to be perfect at the beginning.
Nope.
Start posting, and you can watch them and make them better as you go.
And trust when I say they will not be that great unless you are just naturally somebody that should be in front of a camera, which is not 99% of the population.
And you know what? That's okay. Because
Exactly.
you're not really trying to say, look at me, I'm a professional video person. You're saying, if you need a car, I'm your person.
Absolutely.
Come to see me. Listen, it's been great being with you. We appreciate your time being with us. We appreciate your partnership. Your time is so valuable. Cody, thank you so much for being with us. I'd like to thank the rest of the Automotive Sales Coach team, Grace and Chris and Eric, that are also with us but not on screen. Takes a lot to make things like this happen, so we appreciate it. And out there, everybody that logged in, thank you for taking the time out of your day. Let's close this month strong. There's a lot of selling days left. Let's go ahead and work with excellence, all right? Be good.
Have a good one.